Now, I'm sure we can say many negative things about celebrities, but we don't want to start with any assumptions. So why don't we start by asking, what does the celebrity mean for you guys personally?
Well, a celebrity, I think, is just a very popular person in its basic level. And yeah, I do feel celebrities have massive influence because you're influencing all sorts of people, the young, the old, minorities or majorities, what have you. Now, you have to kind of look into a celebrity and how they became a celebrity, why they became popular. Was it because they're massively talented? Or is it because they put out a very derogatory video for everybody to see and now they've become a hero overnight or a heroine in this matter? And you need to pick and choose. You need to understand why they're a celebrity, what they're actually offering to the public, what they're offering to their audience. And you shouldn't just randomly, pick anyone just because they're on TV, just because they're in the movies, they're getting the biggest roles and what have you, and they're getting their own shows really, and their entire family's involved. But just look a little bit deeper and figure out why they're celebrity, what they have to offer. And you can, if there's a lot of good people out there as well, just like you said, we don't have to be negative about them. There's a lot of good people all over the world, and some are doing really good things for humanity, for their own people perhaps. You could take that from them.
For sure.
And but I think, in a basic level, they're just popular people who have great influence.
Yeah, absolutely. I think whether celebrities, whether they be in the East or in the West, it seems that the vast majority of people, especially in the society we live in, the time we live in, are absolutely crazy about them. It seems that whatever they say or whatever they do is a source for us, or it is as I say in Arabic, hujjah. It has become an authority for us, that such and such celebrity did this, or if they say something, we have to go and read it. Sometimes maybe we don't pick up and read the Quran with so much thought and attention, but if Hollywood actor said something, then everyone would want to run. And
so do you guys think that celebrities, whether they're in movies, TV shows, in sports, do you think that they all have a responsibility to be role models in our society, or do you think that it's just a matter of them going, they have passion for something and they just have to become a celebrity? Do they have to take on that responsibility?
Well, that purely depends on that person, that individual, I think. And you could tell by their actions whether they mean good or are they just there for themselves. Or
should they? That's the question.
Should, of course, 100% they should. Like I said, if you have influence, if you have to understand that you have now a responsibility. And that's the key.
But what if they didn't get into it because of responsibility? So does everyone who wants to be an actor, is it a case of responsibility for them? If someone wants to be a football player, is it because they want to have responsibility, or is it because they simply want to play?
I get that. That's a good, I get it. Basically, it goes down to that individual. Like you said, if they're just super talented, they know how to act on TV and that's what they want to do, that's their career, they could turn around and be like, no, I just want to do what I want to do. I didn't really get in this business so that I can help old Timmy over there, achieve his dreams.
Because a lot of celebrities, they complain that, people, they're just too involved in their personal lives, that they're having a meal or something, and some guys just come and taking a picture of them, and it's their right to have their own personal space, but should we have any expectations of them?
But that's part and parcel of the whole celebrity image. Yeah. You become a celebrity, you become famous, the media will hunt you down. Doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, from eating, drinking, to going out to a family holiday, how you went on that family holiday, what funds you spent to get onto that holiday, everything will be on the media.
Yeah.
That's part of the game. You make it up there, you got to face the consequences.
Well, media is that platform that makes a celebrity who he or she is nowadays, especially. You could be, like I said, massively talented, but if you're not shown in the right light, you're not talked about, you don't have articles written about you, you don't have any TV shows about you, you're just in this little village or city area, and you could be doing great work. You could be a celebrity amongst that group of people, but nobody else in the world will know about you. So you need media to transport you into that global limelight, and that's what enhances you, that's what makes you a celebrity. So again, it is their individual right.
How do you guys feel about the celebrities who are portrayed in the media? Do you think the majority of them are good or bad? How do you think about that?
That's a tricky one to answer, really.
Well, we can't. It depends from what angle you look at it.
Yeah.
Do you look at it from a purely religious angle? Do you look at it from a,
What does it mean to look at it from a religious angle? Because we're trying
So
to...
do we accept a celebrity as a religious role model? That's a question. Can we accept them?
Well, we can't accept them because if they're not, a cleric or a scholar themselves, then automatically they wouldn't be a religious role model.
Yeah.
But the question is just generally speaking, from a point of morality, do you guys
Exactly,
personally think
Yeah.
that the majority of the celebrities who are shown on mainstream media, are they good? Are they bad?
I totally get what the brother was saying. Basically, I'm trying to kind of express what I'm trying to say, but it's really hard right now. It's sometimes you just get it, but you just don't know how to take it out. What I'm wanting to portray or convey over to you guys is that when a person, they're popular, what have you, and they are... You know what? I'm losing the will here because it's a hard and tough topic because what you asked is this is purely our opinion to begin with. It's not like
of
written
course,
in stone or anything. We base people, we reflect what we believe in onto them. So if we have someone on TV who's doing really well, he's getting that media limelight, and he's Muslim, we will be more inclined towards him or her, because they're Muslim at the end of the day. They say the same things that I do, they pray and what have you. Like, oh, you know what, I'm going to follow this guy now. I'm going to help him, give him more likes and votes and what have you. Now, what I said earlier about going deeper is that I want you, or not I want, I'm making it seem like I'm, a dictator here, but you really need to look into that person and how they achieved fame and fortune. Was it purely based on merit, or is there like a hidden agenda? Now, there's many, he mentioned Hollywood. If I go into Bollywood, because we, obviously our background, both of our background is Pakistani.
And Bollywood's having more of an influence on Western society these days. For example, I've been told that when you see the adverts on the buses, you actually see more Bollywood adverts. So it's becoming more, internalized within our culture as well. Western culture.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, there's a lot of guys who are not from the Indo-Pak region, and yet they know about Bhangra, they know about all these top stars like Shah Rukh Khan and what have you. Let's take Shah Rukh Khan, why don't we? Yeah, because I threw that out there. So take Shah Rukh Khan. Let's talk about Pakistani community and also the Muslim Indian Muslim community. Yeah, nobody else, because that's who we're linked to. They love Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan's always been portrayed as this really nice guy and what have you, but you kind of need to research into Shah Rukh Khan to see what he does. Now, what I'm mentioning is all public. It's all out there. For example, his documentary, when people went into his home, he invited camera crews into his house, and in the morning they wake up, and he has 2 kids, I think 2 or 3 kids, and they're like, oh, every morning we wake up, and right here is this is where we do puja. This is our deity.
What's puja?
Puja is worshipping.
It's
an Indian
Hindu worship.
Hindu worship, puja.
Okay.
It's also a name. But so there he has the murti. Now, what's a murti? How do you explain a murti, mate?
I'm not sure what
All
it
these
is.
new terms,
Bro. Sorry, bro.
Is it an idol?
It's an idol.
Okay.
So he has his idol. Not disrespecting anyone. That's not my aim. But is an idol. Obviously, we.
We're just talking about objectively, what's actually happening, not
exactly.
criticizing.
This is all out there. You could YouTube this right now, and you'll see it. And he's telling everybody, the people on the TV or at the cameras, he's like, my kids, they pray, they worship this deity. Right next to this deity is the Quran. Right, so he's like, I've given my kids freedom to choose whichever religion they want. But as a Muslim, I find that shocking that you have the Quran, the word of God, the glorified words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then you have the complete opposite, which is idol worshipping. There's a contrast.
I totally get you on that, bro, but some
contrast.
people would argue that if you're so secure in your beliefs, you wouldn't be afraid by having those false beliefs side by side.
Okay, but as a Muslim...
No, I agree with you.
No, I understand, but I mean, like I said, we reflect our own morals and principles onto whoever we want to like or we do like because of these reasons. Now, if I'm a Muslim, obviously, I have kids, and I would want them to be brought up as Muslims, as good human beings and as Muslims, believing in one God. That's the bare minimum. Now, we have Shah Rukh Khan here, who doesn't actually adhere to that. So how strong is his actual Muslim belief? I mean, I can go on, and it may become controversial. And if I talked about going deeper into a celebrity's life of where they began this career, if you want to put it that way.
So that's the golden rule of analyzing a celebrity, is how did they actually achieve their fame?
What did they have to do to get the media's attention, the pundits at the time, and for them to take, okay, we like the skill this guy has, now how are we going to use this skill? How can we utilize this skill, utilize this individual to go ahead and influence the masses if necessary? All I'm going to say is you have to Google the very early movies of Shah Rukh Khan, in particular this one. Can I mention the name of the movie? It's Maya Mem Sab. Now, it's not for children. I'm just going to say that,
and we're not promoting it.
And we're not promoting it. I want to show you the research that I've done. If you want to call it research, it's just a quick thing that I did, and how Shah Rukh Khan is portrayed as a very nice guy in the media, family man. If you've seen what he's done in the past, it's a contradiction. And this is 20, 30 years ago, roughly, when he first made this movie, before he became popular.
Would it be fair to place that judgment on him? Can't we just say he's changed? Or do you think there's still parts of his character which still agree with that kind of old lifestyle?
Bloody hell, man. Basically, yeah. I mean, he can change. Anybody can change at one time, at any time. But then you have to look at his actions. You have to look at the roles. Like I just mentioned, this documentary. Does he actually agree with the principles and the faith of the Muslim faith, really? No, he's contradicting it day in and day out. Again, I don't want to personally attack anyone, but obviously he's a married man. His wife is not a Muslim, and this is openly discussed as well. So technically, from like, I don't want to get into jurisprudence, but is it a Muslim man only allowed to marry Muslim women, vice versa, etc.? Or either the lady has to convert at a certain point in time. You could be of any background, but in order for you to have a wholesome marriage, a proper marriage in the eyes of God in Islam, you would need to convert, and that's never happened, and nor has it been ever discussed. Not to my knowledge anyway. So you see there's a lot of contradictions there. Now, why I mention Shah Rukh Khan is because he's he's the king of Bollywood. That's what they call him, right? And we as, especially the Muslim Indo-Pak community, love him. They have posters of him in their rooms, and they're just following him left and right. Whatever movie he comes out with, whether it's a flop, and most of his movies have been flops if you actually do the stats, right? Just the 2 or 3 of them that he's had worked with really good directors and producers and had the greatest script, and he's done semi-decent acting as well.
I want to move on to something else. So we have Muslim celebrities as well, right?
Yeah.
Males. And I've seen videos where these guys, for example, they'll come to a venue or some kind of place, and you have a lot of sisters, not judging them, hijabis in their teens, running after them. What happened? How did such a thing happen? Why? What's going on here?
I don't know. We need to ask those hijabi sisters. What do you think, bro?
They'll say they love him.
Yeah, I think I have an idea what you're referring to and who you're referring to, and it's sad. I mean, it's sad to see that. When I saw that, it was disturbing, to be honest. I mean, that could be someone's sister. That could be, my sister. It could be anyone's sister. Muslima, with hijab, running after a Muslim celebrity and then hugging him, or maybe even worse.
I don't know what you're talking about. Am I the only one who doesn't have?
I think maybe we don't need to mention any names or anything like that. Yeah. But it's absolutely shameful that something like that could happen. And then they boast about it, and they post it on Facebook. And
I wouldn't say it's shameful for the sisters, though, because I can't necessarily blame them. But I do think it's shameful that we.
No, I'm saying the situation is shameful.
Yes.
Shameful situation. I'm not saying it's shameful on a sister or a brother. Yeah. Absolutely not. But the situation is shameful. They're Muslims at the end of the day, and we're taking the Western celebrity culture and implementing it in the Eastern or the Muslim celebrity culture, if that's what you want to call it. And we can't do that, to be honest. If we are Muslim before we are anything else, then we have this barrier that stops us. That here is where you draw the line. You can hold all the debate shows that you want, but there are certain things you do not cross those lines, and this crossed the line for me.
I mean, there's so much to talk about, and we've gone deep, but unfortunately we've run out of time.
Can you show me this video afterwards? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Until next time, guys.